Hey, welcome to Good Enough Spanish, where my mission is to help you learn Spanish good enough to travel more, build more confidence, and get more out of life. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about a topic, a subject that a lot of Spanish learners struggle with, and that is fear. Fear of communicating, fear of talking, because maybe you sound like, maybe you're worried about your accent, maybe you think that's not just right, and you're kind of shy about really putting yourself out there. Maybe you think people are gonna make fun of you or talk about you behind your back or to your face or whatever. Or maybe you just don't feel that confidence to really move forward and start communicating with people, and it's an invisible wall, an invisible jail where you're holding yourself back. Maybe it's all in your mind. Regardless of whether you feel you're good enough or not, let me tell you from personal experience that you need to put yourself out there. That's the only way you're going to get better. You need to put one foot in front of the other. And if you fall down, you dust yourself off, get back up, and go at it again. That's the only way you're gonna learn. I can't tell you how many times I've fallen and scraped my knee and I've had to get up, been corrected about things or different pronunciation points by the locals, and I'm grateful for that. And I got up, tweaked it, and I kept going. I kept learning. So really, you just can't give up. You can't let doubt and a lack of confidence hold you back. Even if you're feeling that, you got to feel that, hey, let it pass and do it anyway. Do it anyway. Just say F it. Do it anyway. Because let me tell you this, you probably can speak Spanish better than they can speak English. See, so you may think you're not just right or you're not good enough, but you are good enough. And actually, just a little bit of Spanish goes a long way in impressing the locals, because oftentimes, again, you're better at Spanish than they are at English. So you're a step above in a way. So they're looking up to you because you know English and you know their language too, how little or rough it may be around the edges. So it's a lot of respect there. So you got to look at it from that angle, okay? Also, there's low expectations, especially for people from the U.S. Nobody expects you to go to Latin America and be able to speak Spanish. Nobody expects a gringo like me or anybody else to be able to speak Spanish. So when I speak Spanish, anything that comes out of my mouth is like, huh? Where'd that come from? Huh? Oh, you? ¿Hablas español? It's like that, okay? And then that opens up the flow of conversation. Sí, hablo español. Okay, because they don't expect it. So when somebody has low expectations, they don't expect people from the U.S. to know Spanish anyway. Even just a little bit goes a long way in communicating and impressing them. Okay, so it's a good thing to be able to know Spanish. So you're just not just another gringo. See, that's what you don't want to be. You don't want to be just another gringo. Just no Spanish, all English, expecting everybody to cater to you in English, not ever being able to peel back that local level, that true local layer of travel that you've been missing. And let me tell you, there's a lot of benefits to that, because I've been on both sides. I've been on the side where I was the gringo who didn't know a word of Spanish, and then I became the person who knew Spanish. And I can tell you, I would rather be on this side any day, the person who knows Spanish, because I've seen the doors that it has opened for me. I've seen the reception that I've gotten. the difference. Before it was just like I was just another gringo. Okay. Now it's like I feel like one of the locals oftentimes because I get intel and information that they just won't give anybody. Okay. Because I'm connecting with them. I'm speaking their language. I get discounts. I get freebies sometimes. Oftentimes, I get the red carpet rolled out for me when they find out that I know how to speak Spanish. A U.S. person speaking Spanish, they're just not used to that. I've had a lot of people tell me that too in Latin America that, hey, sometimes I'm the first person that they've ever come across. They told me that. Many of them, I'm the first U.S. person they've ever come across who knew how to speak Spanish. They've told me many times. Most of them is maybe use a translator or something like that, and it's maybe choppy going back and forth. But as far as just having a conversation, even a basic conversation in Spanish with someone from the U.S., a lot of them is like that's unheard of. So I'm gonna pat myself on the back because I put in the work to transcend. I put in the work to learn Spanish. I didn't learn Spanish in my sleep and all that type of stuff. I see the searches. I see the searches online, on YouTube, on all the social media. Learn Spanish in your sleep and all this type of stuff. Let me tell you, everybody looking for the easy way out. You're gonna have to do better than that if you want to learn Spanish. You're gonna have to be more dedicated than that if you want to learn Spanish. If you think you can just snooze off and learn Spanish in your sleep, then good luck with that. Because I can tell you, it's gonna take some work, okay? But I can also tell you that the work will be well worth it because it opens up another side of the world for you. More options, another culture, cheaper prices. I can't tell you how much money I've saved. It just opens up another side of the world for you. And that's worth its weight in gold. You won't be locked and confined to the U.S., to the walls of the U.S. You can get out, go other places, explore, won't need a chaperone. You can get by and be able to speak Spanish and know you'll be able to handle yourself at least good enough if you want. So you don't have to feel like you have to really rely on people and other gringos who only know English. Oftentimes they're the blind leading the blind. All they want to do usually is go to another country. All they want to do usually is move to the U.S. in another country. That's what I found. So they're always in their bubble. They don't want to learn. They don't know no Spanish. Don't want to learn no Spanish. They want to just hear the music that they're used to hearing. They want to just do the exact things that they're used to doing in the U.S., eat the exact food, whatever. They opposed to any type of differences. Again, all most people from the U.S. want to do is move to the U.S. in another country, and that ain't right. And that's not what I agree with at all, and that's not what I'm all about. When I go to Latin America, I want to immerse myself into the culture. Immerse myself in the culture. I want to be able to try out the different foods, the restaurants, mingle with the locals. I want to see how it really is, not just in the tourist areas. You know, don't give me all the song and dance just in the tourist area or just talking to me because I'm a tourist. I want to break outside of that. The tourist area is fine, but a lot of time I break outside of that just to blend in as much as possible and mix with the locals and get the true flavor of the culture. And since I know how to speak Spanish now, I can get by just fine. I don't have to hang on to the coattails of gringo groups who don't want to do nothing like I used to do in the past. And I was like, hell no, I'm breaking away from this. Nah, this ain't me. But I had to do that for a long time, and it just wasn't me, you know. Hanging on to the coattail of other gringos because I knew I didn't know any Spanish. I knew I didn't know how to handle myself by myself. So I just didn't have it. You know, I just didn't have that confidence. I didn't have the knowledge. So I had to break away. Well, I was really forced to break away too. That's another story. Stay tuned for that. I'm gonna drop my story of how I learned Spanish. And let me tell you, it wasn't pretty. Okay, so I'll be dropping that video soon so you can get more insight into who I am and what I'm all about in my story, in my journey of how I did it. And I'm confident to tell you that if I did it, you can do it. And that's not just saying a cliche type of thing. If I did it, you can do it. Okay? And I can guarantee you can do it because if you follow my channel, I'm going to teach you some of the shortcuts and the methods that I had to learn, acquire, and even create to accelerate my language learning, to accelerate my road on that Spanish journey. Because a lot of times I didn't like a lot of different courses and methods I don't really agree with, so I had to really break down the thought patterns of different things and assimilate it in a way that I can understand, and then present it in a way that other people can understand. So this ain't your average Spanish channel, okay? And my methods aren't all traditional, okay? Also, I will be dropping different courses that I share with students and things like that where I go deeper than I ever could on YouTube or any other social media platform. So that's just the talk I have for today. I want to let you know that don't let fear get in your way. Because if you let fear freeze you in your way, you really just be holding yourself back. Because I can tell you, a lot of the locals, they really don't care. And even if one or two do care or whatever, so what? That's how you learn. You're gonna learn by making mistakes. If you think you're just gonna get out there and sound like just a smooth slide of butter when you first learning Spanish, then you're never gonna do it. So do it now. Embrace the journey. Learn to laugh at yourself. Learn to not take this journey so serious and learn to enjoy it. And you will have a great time learning Spanish and leveling up your skills, because I tell you, you're doing something that, again, a lot of the locals can't even do better than you. As far as them speaking English, you're probably speaking Spanish better than they can speak English, okay, from my experience. So that's a reason there that you can break down some of your fear, okay? And you're doing something that most people in the U.S. don't even dare to do, okay? They're just monolingual. All they know is the English, and all they're expected to know is English. So the world has low expectations for us, so let's surprise them with more.